ever seen those really neat designs where there's an optical illusion and you see a vase in the middle and then faces on the side? Yeah, it's that Reuben vase. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So this week we're going to get some inspiration from that and we're going to talk about how to use negative space in your designs. You're seeing right now the final design that I ended up with where I'm really incorporating this negative space and there's this beautiful visual flow. So negative space really creates a visual focus on whether it's specific type. So you can actually create this with type or letter forms, even shapes. And it really isn't blank space. It helps you really actually integrate and it works as a background. So you have what would be your positive space, which is typically the focal point of your design. And then what you would have is your negative space, which would be the surrounding elements around that positive space. So right now we're actually using this dark, half dark circle as our positive space. And then what we have as white would be considered our negative space. So it's not blank space, it's not empty space. It just really helps you create this nice visual focus towards your design element. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and recreate the design so that you can see what I ended up with and how I achieved that. So I grabbed one of the original template designs that you can see and access on the blog post link that we've included below. And what I did is I took away some of the elements I didn't need and I modified the type. So I actually added my own type so that it would be ready and we can get to the fun part. Next thing I did was I tapped on add and I searched for an icon. So I actually searched for mountain first. And once I found the icon that I liked, I just tapped to select it and I'm going to just enlarge it so that I can actually create this nice negative space effect. I'm going to tap to change the color to white so that I'm really incorporating this. Then I'm going to tap on adjust so that I can flip this. And the reason why I'm flipping this is because I want the eye to travel from left to right, which is what typically most of us read is from left to right. So it really helps focus this nice visual flow. And I'm going to bring the order now back so that this icon falls to the back and it allows the type to show up. I'm just adjusting the type a little bit so that it's just placed a little higher. And then what I'm going to do, and here's a little great tip. If sometimes you have issues bringing the type up, you can just tap on the nudge tool and bring it up little by little, which is super helpful. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on icon and I'm going to add another icon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for climb. Once I find the icon that I want of this guy climbing, I wanted to keep it simple, but it would allow me to really create this nice effect for the negative space. And then I'm going to change that to white as well. So as you can see, where we're able to really achieve this nice visual effect, trying to use this negative space in a great way to tell this adventure idea. Now, let me show you what happens when you go a little too overboard and negative space really stops being negative space. We have the same design here where there's still some areas that seem to be negative space. We have the guy here, and then we have like the background here, the white background, but there really is no negative space per se. There's no visual flow and the type is all big, so you feel overwhelmed. So consider this as you're designing that not to have too many elements so that it takes away from your actual visual focus that you wanna really create that emphasis on. And let's say climbing isn't your thing. I created an extra example just as a bonus to give you guys an idea. Maybe you're into Batman. So what I did is I applied the same concept. I searched for an icon that was a bat. I changed it to black. And then what I did was I searched for an icon that was a cityscape and I just changed it to white so that it would give us that negative space effect. I kept the type simple and small so the focus was really more on the icons that we created. So I really hope this got you really thinking about how you can create these beautiful negative space designs as you're designing an Adobe Spark post. This is Nicte Cuevas of Nicte Creative Design. Until next week.